Did he recover completely from the gunshot?
That's a good question. Yes. In his early years, he had lots of headaches and perhaps some seizures, because he was on medicine for seizures, although I don't know that anyone ever seen one. He would have to go to Chicago to the VA every year, and it's kind of interesting that the railroad tracks and the train went right by the farm, so he would just go to the tracks, or maybe he made arrangements, that I don't know, but they would pick him up and take him along. You wouldn't see that happening today
No
anymore.
no ticket to ride, they just stopped it by his house and,
Well, I guess he had to pay somewhere
He
along
hopped
the
on.
line, yeah.
Huh. yeah, you wouldn't do that today.
And then years later, he was able to see the doctor in the local town and keep up his medicine and that. So I don't ever remember him having headaches the years that I knew him afterward. So yeah, I'd say he fully recovered. The bullet, it was really not the bullet so much anymore as a piece of shrapnel from the bullet that was lodged in his skull. So we're not seeing a huge, big bullet, because there were x-rays done that I seen, because I am a nurse, and when he would be a patient. But
Did they stay in there?
yeah, the shrapnel
The shrapnel
stayed there,
was-
always, yeah.
Which is not unusual.
No, it
It's
isn't.
almost more damaging to try to dig it out than to let it be.
Mm-hmm.
Next. Sheridan, do you have a question?
How did the family feel about him serving our country?
You know, it was an expected thing that you would serve your country, and I think they were proud of him. Grandma and Grandpa went to visit him when he was in Kentucky at one time, I think, because some of the pictures show that they went to visit him. He wore his uniform when he was home, so yes, they were proud that he went.
Your mom, my grandmother, when I wrote the book about her, told a story about the wedding. Do you know that story?
Oh,
Can you
yes.
share that with the kids?
Yes, Alphonse was to go in the service in May, because Mom and Dad had to move their wedding up a week or two so that he could be there instead of off into the service. So that was a big ordeal, being Catholic. You had to go see the bishop, and you had to pay $50 and on and on and on. You know, it was expected that your marriage banns were published at your church 3 weeks in advance so that someone could say, no, Catherine cannot marry Vincent because of this or this or that. But that kind of thing rarely happened, but that was the purpose of it.
And so you have to think about him being, going into the service, and then, of course, they would want him to be at the wedding. Don't know when you will see them again, if you will see them again, especially in wartime. So I'm sure that was a pretty,
Well, it was a big party, like a farewell party,
yeah,
too.
yeah. And they wanted him to be a part of that before
Yes.
he shipped off. So I think that probably was kind of an interesting side note. And I'm sure that affected a lot of families.
Yes, yes.